here are the top 5 fairway fails, and really they speak for themselves. I love how the medics are actually attending to her, and as they're trying to get her better, she comes in with a second ball to like attack her, just to slap her while she's down. But wow, that was really hard to see, and all the comments are just brutal. Like, everyone knows women can't drive, and just the comments you get on YouTube just eviscerate, everyone in every which way, and occasionally you'll get some witty ones, and it will devolve into the lowest common denominator, but some of them will be funny. So that's hard. PGA Tour events, you're much less likely to get hit by a ball because they're all straight down the middle, 320 yards. But if you go to the pro-ams, like I've been to the pro-ams, and they'll be way off base. Like, I follow Tiger, and this one year they had the biggest car dealership of this particular brand in the country got to play with Tiger. And so these guys are great at business, but let's just say charitably not great at golf. And they're hitting it everywhere, and I didn't see anyone get hit by the crowd because we learned pretty early on to steer clear. And of course with Tiger, it's rope down the middle. But it's always a concern. Every time you see Tiger or Phil or really anyone hit someone, they're going to sign a glove. They're obviously, they're going to give you a ball. They're going to give you, whatever you want to make you feel better. But it's always a concern because these balls are flying fast, and then when they hit you, I can speak from personal experience, they hurt. I mean, has this guy learned anything from Happy Gilmore and Chubbs losing his hand trying to grab the ball from inside the gator, and then Happy almost did the same thing? Stay away from the alligators on the golf course. They will eat you.
They're everywhere, but you're about to see something truly startling. Watch these knuckleheads using golf carts to smash into their butt.
People think that these golf carts are indestructible, but I remember one time I was playing in Oregon, and they had the guy that I was paired with was talking about he played there a bunch of times, and him and his buddies were enjoying some beverages on the course, and literally one of the guys, and he said it deadpan to me, so he was very believable, said that he got caught up in a bunker in one of the carts and gunned it, and it actually went into the lake. And when he went back and they asked him for the keys, he's like, "Oh, I didn't take out a cart." And then I guess the next day the marshal found the golf cart where they were draining it for balls occasionally, some places do, and they found a golf cart completely waterlogged at the bottom of one of the lakes. That's a bad day.
It would have been much, much worse.
Okay, so this is John Daly, who even now, 50 plus, he just kills it down the fairway, and his action's really, strange because he does a huge rotation around his rather large, frame. But I've seen him, he did this off of Faherty's mouth, and you see him do it at exhibitions, and he'll do it off, I think he did it off this one woman's mouth, and it looked like it chipped a tooth because the tee comes out of there, and if you've hit a tee, you know that it'll rip and it'll break and just get shredded because you're coming at it with like 100+ mile an hour swing. So this guy, it cleanly came out of his mouth. I remember, I think they had a charity event with Peter Jacobson back in the 90s, and John Daly hit it directly at the crowd, at the bleachers, and then he had such good control of his ball flight that he was able to push it up, so it ballooned up right when it was about to go head first into someone, 50 yards away, and that would have made for the headache of all headaches.
From the pine straw. Oh.
Stay away from the roots at all costs. If you have to hit your ball and take the medicine, you just got to chip out with a long iron. I mean, I understand. It looked like it was 18 at Augusta at the Masters. So, this was several years back. This wasn't this year when he won, but go after it, and you risk breaking your wrist to save a shot or a half a shot. Always got to chip out. It's not worth it, and at very least, it's going to sting, especially if you do it on a cold day. In the morning, it's hard to hit long irons because you'll get that sting. For people that play morning rounds, a lot of times it'll be foggy and cold, and you'll hit on the first couple holes a par 3, and you have to hit like your 5 iron. It's like, forget it. Because that sting. Golfers know that they're going to get that sting, and it's going to hit the callus, and it's going to, dig in there, and it's not a good feeling. So a lot of people will just 3/4 one of their, even half one of their ironwoods or one of their hybrids to just get it up there, and I sacrifice a little bit of the stopping in order to not get a sting from your hands. So those were some the top 5 fails on the fairways. But honorable mention goes to hitting a ball and then hitting a tree. A lot of times, depending on your luck, you'll get a bounce left into the fairway, but many times you're looking for a small opening that like Arnold Palmer and other people are able to always find, but you'll hit the tree and it'll come right back at you. And under the old rule book, at least, if you get hit by the ball, that's also a penalty. So not only do you get the ball like going behind you, but you're getting a ball that'll hit you and then penalize you, and it's like kicking you when you're down. So that's a real rough way to start the round. Be sure to like and subscribe, and look for more golf-specific content here on the Tour Talk channel, and check out our podcast. Thanks a lot.